So today was amazing. So I got very lucky to meet Art a few weeks ago at the NLP International Conference. Attended one of his workshop on the Sunday, and within a few minutes of hearing him start to speak, I didn't know anything about him to start with, but I was just very drawn to the description of his workshop. Within a couple of minutes, I turned to my friend who was here with me today and just went, "Love this guy," and she was like, I just love the way he spoke and the way he talked about NLP and energetic NLP. It really spoke to me. I'm an NLP practitioner myself, so yeah, totally resonated. But I experienced something in that 2 hour, it was roughly 3 hour workshop. So my story is that when I was 17, I was diagnosed with ME and fibromyalgia. Spent the following 24 years predominantly bedbound and in a wheelchair, living quite a grim existence through those years. But in 2016, I attended the Lightning Process NLP course, never sat in a wheelchair again, was never bedbound again, never relapsed again. I've spent the last 7 years, almost a day, rock climbing, mountain biking, living a very full life. I'm now coaching as well. But one thing that I have in recent years sort of felt is just this sort of lethargy in my energy and a lack of clarity, not always, but sometimes, especially when I'm with lots and lots of people. Definitely a sociable introvert, but definitely an introvert. And I live in the middle of North Wales in the mountains, so I spend a lot of time on my own. So when I'm working with a lot of people, whether it's online with clients or in big groups, it can feel a bit overwhelmed. And I just remember it was just about 20 minutes before the end of that session, I was sat there and I was experiencing a clarity throughout my entire body that I'm just goosebumps now thinking about it. Just almost like on that winter's day where you get the lights, especially in seaside places where it's absolutely crystal clear. My entire body felt like that. But even more amazing to me was it was like I could see in a whole new way. Everything just dropped away and everything was just crystal clear. So told Art afterwards and had a lovely chat with him. But he mentioned today, this session, and I was 100% here. So, and I've come all the way from North Wales twice in 2 weeks. I've come back to see Art in London again. And today it was beautiful, a very different kind of day for me. Obviously a much longer experience of working with him. But a lot of very deep work and connecting with parts of myself that I maybe had forgotten were there, guides and all that kind of stuff. It was just very beautiful and just felt like I was just held in a very beautiful state through the whole thing. Very deep relaxation, very deep work, which I know is going to start to really unfold over the coming days and forever. But yeah, absolutely beautiful, and I would highly recommend whether you can see him in person, which is the best, and I feel very, very lucky to have had this twice in less than a month with him, and I wish he lived in England and did this all the time, but unfortunately he doesn't. But I would recommend if you can do it in person with him, but I'm looking forward to the online versions as well. For me, this has been an absolute icing on the cake, because my NLP practitioner who created the Lightning Process was giving the keynote on the Saturday at the NLP conference, and I had a moment with the two of them together where we were just chatting briefly, and Phil, knows Art very well, and I was just like, "Oh, Phil, I was just telling Art about my journey with you, because that's who I've done my training with, and I'm about to train to be a Lightning Process practitioner." And I was saying this has been like that kind of whatever was left has just cleared, and yeah, it was a very beautiful experience of energy, clarity, like I've never experienced. So yes, thank you, Art. I appreciate it more than I can say.